to the microphone while it's already going. Joined by Joseph Edelheit. He is the rabbi here on the radio program. We're talking about the religious sensitivity that seems to be striking the popular consciousness currently. And we were just talking about how in the political realm now we have a conversation happening that wants to renegotiate the role of religion and public life. Carla, the sidekick here, was just reading a quote from Rick Santorum, who's a Republican candidate for the presidency of the United States, saying...
Said it just this morning.
Yeah, what did he say? He said...
with George Stephanopoulos, my old friend. He basically said that the idea of separation of church and state makes him want to throw up.
Yeah. He doesn't think at all that that's the way it should go.
No, he thinks that's not the vision of this nation at all, that our founding fathers would have been horrified at the idea that those two things should be separated.
And one of the reasons that we have stressed in this country religious freedoms is so that each religion is free to express and then can live in harmony or in conflict, if they choose, with the others, right? But there's this sensibility in the United States and around the world that Christians ought to live with Jews, and Jews ought to live with Muslims, and Muslims ought to live with Hindus, and Hindus ought to live with atheists, and we all ought to live with one another in some kind of mutuality, or at least in some kind of non-aggressiven's. Right? That's what everyone wants. But is that in jeopardy? I mean, is there, because it's striking to me. We're going to have a Bishop John Shelby Spong here on in a minute, and he's written a book called Reclaiming the Bible for a Non-Religious World. And I'm struck by that title because it doesn't seem to me that we're in a non-religious world at all. Where's the non-religious world? Maybe at certain universities inside the philosophy department, but I'll tell you, in the rest of what I hear happening in our culture all the time, religion shows up constantly. It's constantly showing up as a point of sensitivity and a point of struggle and conflict with one another. So I don't think we're in a non-religious world.